Hi, Jay Zacharias, founder of triathlonexperts.com. Tip number 14 is something that just seems to elude a lot of triathletes out there. They try to make this overly complex, and that's really about having a race plan. Now, I've done it both ways. I've gone out because I've done a lot of races. Sometimes I just tend to think, well, I can just wing it. I know what I'm doing. And I end up making small mistakes as a result. So over the years, I've learned that no matter how many times I do this, it's important to write things down and know what it is that I'm going to do. You're going to be more nervous in the days leading up to the race, particularly race morning. There's a lot of activity that you just can't get used to in training, such as being in transition areas with lots of other people and folks crowding around you and setting up base camp where they're going to set up their bikes and all those kinds of things. So you want to have a detailed plan as much as you're comfortable with, particularly for the race morning. And I actually like to have it for race week. If you're traveling, you break those up more by day, but leading into the race morning in particular, have a race plan. Know what it is that you're going to do in the morning, what time you're going to get up, what you're going to eat, when you're planning on bathroom breaks, stretching, getting gear ready, what your travel time might look like, and give yourself a little bit of extra time in these, particularly when you get into travel time, because you're just not used to having all these people around you. I mean, almost every race I go to, when the crowds start coming in, everything changes. It just takes more time just to get from like walking into the transition area when there's lots of people around and trying to set up and do those things. And there's always these guys who come, as I said earlier, they kind of lay out their blanket and set their gear all up, and they take up half the transition area, it seems like. So you want to make sure you have extra time just so that you have to make any kind of adjustments. The easiest thing that I know of, you can make these things very formal if you like. A lot of people like to do that, and that's fine. But I just like to take a lined sheet of paper and just start with the time you're going to get up, break it into 15-minute increments, and each line representing 15 minutes, and step it right up to the start of the race. What is it that you're going to do in each one of these areas? What are things that maybe some of your race mates that came along with you can help you with that morning? Maybe they can prepare a little bit of food, do those kinds of things. And then from the race point on, you want to take a look, and maybe you break it into half-hour increments for each line, and what it is that you're going to eat, and what is it you expect when you think you're going to finish these different segments. It's just a best guess. It's a plan. It's not set in stone. Different things will happen out there, but it'll give you an idea, particularly during the race, of when you need to be fueling yourself, how much drink you need to be taking in, and get this in your mind so that it's not something you have to do in kind of an ad hoc way while you're out there on the course. And I think what you'll find is if you do this, and it's a very simple process, don't make it too complicated, but if you do this, you'll have a much better race out there on race day because you aren't leaving things to chance that don't need to be left to chance. There'll be enough other activities going on that you can't have any control over, like all the other racers that have their own agenda. So focus on what you can control on, set up a little bit of a solid plan that morning, make sure you share it with the other people that are with you so that they know what it is that you're going to do, and you'll have a much better race out there on race day.